Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me, Megan Hoffmeyer.
Sarah Newark, DJ Valentine, Billy Business, and Brendan Peters. This is Nani Boetes. It's Nathan Leahy. It's David Cross. It's Jake Lewitt. Norbert Morvan. It's Lisa Leahy. Joey Lewandowski. John Levingood. Professor Mike Dillon. Nick Riak. It's Niall Moore. Adam Youngblood Hutt. Eric Hoffmeyer. It's Johnny Nunn. Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who's currently riding a speeder bike through the Redwood Forest in California. It's Niall Moore.
Hey, Mark, aren't you a little told to be a stormtrooper?
Watch out for those trees. Don't look back.
Yeah, do not look back on a tree when traveling at what looks like 100 miles an hour in a gunfight.
Yeah,
that is a bad idea.
You know when you see a motorcyclist, so maybe it's on the highways here in the States, but like sometimes there's a motorcyclist who's going 80 miles an hour. They have one hand on the wheel and like one hand just resting on their leg. And you're like, I know you can do it, but it's not the best idea. If that makes like, it's like, so I'm sure that stormtrooper, scout trooper could ride, look back a little bit, be fine, but just don't do it.
Yeah, if I was driving one of those speeder bikes, I would have both hands on the wheel and be looking straight ahead.
I would be hunched down as much as possible too, so I don't get
particularly if you're doing it in a redwood forest, like they appeared to be on Endor. It's not exactly, it's dirt bike terrain rather than super bike terrain, shall we say?
Get an ATV.
Yeah,
but still, that's one of my favorite scenes in the franchise, and it rules. And so we're kicking off Star Wars month here at Movies, Films, and Flicks, and we're doing so with your idea, Niall. This was your idea. And it's great. Thank you.
I will take credit for this that I had forgotten I had until you reminded me to do a draft of stormtrooper deaths. And I think we've kind of expanded the scope slightly to involve potentially Imperial officers or Imperial adjacent kind of folk who get killed across the movies and potentially a couple of episodes of some of the shows. But in general, we're focusing mostly on stormtroopers, but with a few exceptions, I think.
Yeah, I think we started off with stormtroopers, but there's just some really good deaths to other Imperial or First Order or other armies. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just expand it a little bit. But I kind of like the research. So in the first mention of the script written by George Lucas, they are called fearsome armored spacesuited stormtroopers. So I like that. And then they were devised by George Lucas, Ralph McQuarrie, John Molo, Liz Moore, and Brian Muir. The concept art originally had them with like jetpacks and lightsabers.
Well, they did eventually get jetpacks in episode 9.
They have jetpacks, they can fly. But yeah, so they talked to, like, they were given, Ralph McQuarrie of A&H was given the assignment and he had to figure it out. And so they actually created this clay helmet that was gray and it was sculpted by Liz Moore. They brought in George, and they used red clay for it. Actually, they said it was cheaper to use the red clay than like gray clay. Blah 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 blah. They showed it to George Lucas. He liked it, but then they put it in the car and it like got really hot and fell apart. So then to recreate it. But I like it. I love that the early concept art by Ralph McQuarrie kind of stuck. They didn't really do too much more work on them, and there's some of the most iconic.
A lot of his early stuff has been reused across the franchise in various things.
I mean, look at Boba Fett.
He had a tremendous amount of output that kind of didn't necessarily get used immediately, but it's been a great body of work that people who've come to the franchise have been like, okay, I'm going to go back and look at McQuarrie's early designs and be like, oh, I can totally use that or something based on it.
Easy work. Give him credit. I mean, they're gorgeous. The concept art is gorgeous. And also Joe Johnston, he did a lot of the storyboards. He drew a lot and then he became a director.
Like they did a ton of like big matte paintings. They did like all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
Just gorgeous work. But I mean, stormtroopers are just so synonymous with the franchise. I mean, you show most people in the world who have decent access to I guess not, maybe not. Well, yeah, maybe teenagers because of new Star Wars movies and Disney Plus. So you show a picture of a stormtrooper to somebody, they're probably going to know what it is or where it's from. I mean,
it's a pretty iconic. So you would know that immediately, I think, if you've had any exposure to pop culture over the last 50 years.
They look great.
And they look intimidating.
Yeah. Just, and you know what I like about the storm? Like, so I know that the one stormtrooper bonks his head on the
I
door that
like
doesn't
that they
work.
left that in though.
Yeah,
I
donk.
think that that was a good choice.
Yeah.
They could have just filmed another take, but they left it in and it's okay, that is something that would totally happen in the heat of combat.
Because the door doesn't open all the way. My
Yeah.
wife and my father-in-law, when they don't lift their SUV gates all the way open, like so they stop it a little way for like a garage, they always hit their head on it. So
Yeah.
it's like I think it's genetic, but I mean you're gonna hit your head on stuff, and so the stormtrooper does. And you know what I like too? After this movie came out, there were so many ripoffs and ripoffs of stormtroopers, but they're so wildly impractical. I feel like the stormtrooper outfits are pretty good. Like they seem
They are. But that said, the armor doesn't seem to do much
nothing.
because as soon as you even get glanced by any amount of fire, you're down. It doesn't seem to have any ablative force at all. I think it almost exists solely for the purpose of intimidation.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, you need nameless factions. You need uniform. So yeah, I mean, you put the helmet on, you become and that's what the emperor wanted. I mean, with the clones and the droids, like they just wanted a lot of these people
Well,
were
they needed a nameless army, and yeah, like you said, you got the clones, and then the stormtroopers were the natural progression on from that similar army to what they decked the clones out in, a little bit different.
look great, and we're gonna draft our favorite kills. And I'm gonna let you go first.
So I have a list of 45 kills that I have to whittle down to. So I have a lot to kind of ponder, but I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to go to A New Hope and the boarding of the Tantu 4.
Got to do
The
it.
very first stormtrooper through the door gets shot by a rebel defender, and that is the first stormtrooper who gets killed on screen. So I'm going to take that one. That was the introduction. It's like these guys are coming, the rebels are defending. Okay, they've got one, and he's pretty much the only one they get in that sequence.
Yeah, and I love it. That's the first person killed in the franchise. Yeah, immediately after that guy goes down, the rebel troops get annihilated.
Yeah, they get pushed back almost immediately. The next scene is them running away down the corridor to a barrage of laser fire.
Yeah, so the first, you know what? If you didn't take that, I was going to take that because you got to go with the first
Yeah,
kill.
I think, and I think that's what I'm, just to give my game plan away slightly. That's kind of a tilt I'm looking at. Things that maybe are iconics or firsts or things like that.
So I'm gonna ride your coattails here, and I'm gonna go with the stormtrooper Wilhelm scream, who is shot by Luke when they're trying to when they're in the Death Star and they're trying to the Death Star, correct? Yeah, and
They're on the Death Star and they've just rescued Leia. They're trying to get back to the Falcon.
and they got to jump a chasm, and he shot the control so they can't do it, so he has to shoot something up in the air. But while they're trying to figure out what to do, a stormtrooper gets shot, and you hear the Wilhelm scream, which pops up again in Empire. I mean, pretty much all the other ones. But
I think it's in almost all of them.
And so I love a Wilhelm. Yeah, and so yeah,
and it's also a Star Wars trope that for whatever reason, their architecture seems to have a lot of chasms for stormtroopers or others to fall down and get killed.
a chasm without a bridge too. Like there's no siding on it. Like it's just a bridge. I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm not down with walking over just little bridges with no ropes or siding. And like that bothered me in Star Trek too. It's like, what do you just put some extra work on this?
You need to get the health and safety guys in there and be like, oh, look, okay, this is a fall risk. If you happened to run into some rebels and we're doing battle here, there is a 95% chance that you are falling down the shaft.
Like the Death Star doesn't really have many railings, so there's got to be a lot of accidents.
I guess, yeah, but perhaps that area just wasn't really accessed. They might have had a sign outside the door saying, "Warning, chasm, do not enter."
Yeah, that's true.
Which Luke and Leia kind of ignored.
Desperate times. Desperate times. All right, that's my. What's your second? There's another really good twofer in New Hope, but I didn't take it, so maybe it'll come off the board later.
It's that I think I know the one you're talking about, but I'm going to leave it for now.
Okay.
And I'm going to go all the way to The Force Awakens to Finn having the first on-screen lightsaber kill, and in fact, practically the only lightsaber kill of a stormtrooper in the franchise. Because all the way through the original trilogy, Stormtroopers don't get touched by lightsabers. The only one who comes close, there was a guy on a speeder bike who got his speeder bike chopped in Jedi. But the first one who actually got dispatched by lightsaber was at the hands of FN, was he FN 124, I think his designation.
Traitor.
Finn, when he picks up a lightsaber on the rebel base planet and he manages to take out a stormtrooper. So I'm going for that one. Again, another first.
Oh, that's a good. So I'll jump to Force Awakens too. I'm not gonna take Force Awakens with the Finn Wilhelm scream when he's in the TIE fighter, but I will take when Chewie shoots the stormtrooper with his crossbow and the guy flies 20 feet.
Yes.
It happens at the hour 37 mark, and I think the stormtrooper is in the air for at least 15 to 20, like maximum 20, minimum 15.
Yes, that I also had that one on my list. I had written Chewie bowcaster at lift, where he just absolutely just sends the guy flying.
I mean, that's the only time a stormtrooper does that in the franchise. When if they get hit by an ATST or a something a little bit like a speeder bike or I don't know something, but yeah, that's just that crossbow sends it flying. So at least 20 feet. But I love it because Chewie rage kills some people pretty good too in Force Awakens, which I like. But yeah, I had to take that one because that one rules.
Yeah, it's a good one. I was really appreciating when I was rewatching and doing the research here. There are a lot of good bowcaster kills in the sequel trilogy, both from Chewie and from Han, who gets to play with it as well.
Can I borrow that?
A little bit.
I like this.
So I am going to continue the theme. I am going to the prison break on the Death Star, where a young farm boy gets his bloodthirst going and has his first kill, Mr. Skywalker, where they're busting Princess Leia out of the detention block. And you have these Imperial guards there waiting. Han starts shooting cameras. Luke shoots one of the stormtroopers, and that is his first actual on-screen kill.
Oh, that's awesome.
He shows no remorse. He's just like, yeah. It's like, what do we do? Yeah, we're going killing stormtroopers. Cool, I'm in. He takes after his father in that respect, where he's pretty quick to get into the old murdering.
Yeah, he just nails him right in that corridor, and then Leia's insulting him, and then they dive into the trash compactor.
Exactly. But that was his first kill on screen as well, which is an interesting one. I thought
the stormtrooper shot first, though.
Yeah, that's a contentious point in Star Wars, as I'm sure you're well aware.
No, you picked for Luke's first kill. Okay. Oh man, so all my favorite kills are in. I love Rogue One and Return of the Jedi.
But I mean, we could have done this just on Rogue One.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Return of the Jedi because during the Battle of Endor, the Ewoks, who I love the Ewoks. I don't care. They're little maniacs who went to war with the Imperial Army, and they're cannibals, and they're just a bunch of little badasses, and I love them deeply. I love the Ewoks, but I love when Chewie gets into the ATST. First, he throws out the ATST driver, which is amazing, very satisfying. But when Chewie gets into the ATST and he's just plugging stormtroopers left and right.
The Ewoks are there like combing his hair.
Yeah, they're patting his head and they're rubbing his hair. There's one Ewok just going like, yeah, like he's petting.
Like, yeah, you keep killing.
And they're so happy and they're legitimately petting Chewbacca's head. But I just wrote satisfying. Because after the Ewok dies and is laying there dead, and the Ewoks are just getting shellacked left and right and just shot and murdered, watching Chewie plugging stormtroopers left and right, I adore it. It made me really happy.
That is a great sequence. I had that on my list as well. It's a very strong sequence. I always loved when I had the special editions on VHS, so I would often just watch the final sequence of Jedi. So from when Luke surrenders to Vader and it starts with that whole attack. So you've got about a 45 minute sequence. and I would just watch that on repeat. I loved it.
Man, Han written oh gosh, not Han. Lando flying the Millennium Falcon, the fight, the Ewoks. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love Return
And
of the
then
Jedi.
speaking of that sequence, I'm going to take another one from that little sequence, which happens, I think, right after that, where Han and Leia and R2 are trying to break into the bunker. And you have the callback to Empire Strikes Back, where they're getting surrounded and an ATS and Han says to Leia, "I love you," and she says, "I know," and she's got a blaster, and then she shoots two Imperials, and then Chewie shows up in his ATST and waves at
Yeah.
them.
She just plugs them.
Oh yeah, she takes no prisoners. She takes even fewer prisoners than her brother.
And she does that in Empire Strikes Back, like New Hope. She even in the beginning of New Hope, she plugs a stormtrooper.
She
Like
does.
she murders these guys. But I love that when she just reaches over with it's Han's blaster, right? Or does she
Yeah.
have the gun?
I think she had a gun,
Yeah.
but it was in her hand.
Oh, man, well, I'm gonna stick with Return of the Jedi, and when Luke throws a scout trooper off the speeder bike, and the guy lands upside down and hits the tree, and then just lands on his head. That's an
Uh,
amazing gag, and just the
so
noise it makes.
on my list, I have written Luke yeets scout trooper into tree. Yes, I approve of that.
Yeah, he lands, but he's upside down, and he hits the
Yeah.
giant redwood. It just looks amazing. I love it so
That
much.
that whole sequence is great. That first speeder bike chase.
Oh, that's an all-timer scene. Little maniac Ewoks too. I love it.
Okay, so how many? We've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We've done eight, so I think we've done four each. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, we got a bunch more, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm going to go for a little excursion to Rogue One, which we could have done an entire. I think I could have populated this entirely with just K2.
Oh yeah.
He is brilliant. He's just such a funny character. But I am going to go for
Did you know
where
that wasn't me?
K2
Sorry.
where K2 has a grenade and he just casually tosses the grenade behind him and just blows up a couple of stormtroopers.
Yeah, I figured you couldn't
It's
do
just so
without me.
he's just so nonchalant. It's just like, oh yeah,
Oh,
done.
it's such a great moment. He just throws the grenade. Yeah, he kills
But
like
it's
four of
not
them.
even throwing it. It's just
Bloop.
casually tossing it and causing carnage.
Oh, what a great moment. I'm gonna go with K2 too when they're up on the antenna and he has to hold down the fort and he walks up to that guy and just punches him on the top of the head.
Where he bonks him.
Yeah, it's like a just a straight up head destruction, and I love it. But I'm pretty sure that guy dies because K2 is strong, and he punches the
Yes.
guy on the top of the head. So there's got to be some spine skull.
Knowing from having played like Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, when you run into one of those droids, they are crazy tough and they can one shot you. So I think that's a valid hypothesis that he could one shot this random dude.
My note is K2 smashes a guy on the top of the head. Amazing, all caps.
Nice.
I love that kill so much. Yeah.
It
All right.
is a good one.
So K2 bonking a guy.
Okay. In the spirit of bonks, I'm going to take in the Death Star in New Hope, where they have just snuck on and they're going to the office, and Chewbacca bonks a guy on the head
Yeah.
in similar fashion. I'm fairly certain that guy died as well because if we've already established that a Wookiee can tear your arms off, so I think getting smashed full force in the head is probably enough to do some serious damage.
Oh, I love that kill so much. I love a bonk. I love it. It makes me
It's a
really happy.
classic.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay. I'm shifting gears a little bit. I know you didn't watch the show, but there's a scene in Andor season 2, episode 10, where Clea headshots a stormtrooper when I don't want to spoil anything, but I love Clea and I love her little mission, her distraction mission. And then she goes in, she actually shoots a guy, and whoever the stunt guy is, he lands on his face and he earned his his money that day because it's a great fall. But when she headshots a stormtrooper, just perfect headshot to a stormtrooper in Andor. So I had to include it because one, Clea is great. Two, it's a good shot. And three, it's just so gangster. And I love it. So I had to go to Andor real quick. because I had to talk about it because it's amazing.
It is fantastic. Yeah, that show. I might need to rewatch it again. Speaking of Mr. Andor, I think I will go to his first two on-screen kills, where he's just met his contact at the beginning of Rogue One, and they get ambushed by a couple of Imperial troopers, and Cassian has zero hesitation in just killing everyone around him and walking away. It really, yeah, that was your introduction to the character before we had Andor to give us the backstory and the showing us who he was. He was just this guy who 100% unequivocally shot first.
Yes. Yeah, Andor will kill you. It doesn't matter who you are. He will kill you. Oh, I love that. Okay. You know what? I'm going to stick with Rogue One too. And there's a scene where Jyn is running away when that battle begins. And it's what planet? What's the planet that they blow up?
It's on.
Why can't
it? Not Jakku. No, Jeddah.
Jeddah, and where the gunfight breaks out, and she's just running, and she just shoots a guy right in the gut. It's like not like a no look shot that Han does in Force Awakens, but she just kills him.
she just executes him. Yeah, I have that on my list as well. It's like Jyn with running shot, where she was basically running by and she just shot the guy.
Yeah, zero care though. Like she's a murderer too, though. She'll kill some folk. So I like that scene. I like when she just is running and plugs them. That made me happy. I love that kill.
That is a good one. Yeah. And I'm gonna take my other favorite from Rogue One, where what's the guy's name with the big guy? Baze. So where he basically uses a stormtrooper as a human shield.
Yeah.
While he's like shooting some other guy, and his buddies end up shooting this stormtrooper while he's like mowing them down with this massive blaster.
He like I love when he comes in, and when he's the Donnie Yen fight, he comes in, kills a bunch of them. And I think I'm gonna do when he kills the shock troopers. Like he's like, I'm one with the Force, and he's gonna die, but those dudes are scary, and they pop up in Mando too. But I love when he just sees that his buddy's dead, and he just walks in a straight line and just starts nailing these shock troopers. And that made me really happy. I love his gun, man. Oh my gosh.
It is a big, it brings back memories of T2 when Schwarzenegger got out the minigun. It's just big repeating blaster.
And one of my notes, I have stormtroopers get straight murdered by Baze when they're running out of the base. I just wrote fish in a barrel. He's just plugging them all. That's such a good movie, Niall. The hammerhead scene where the hammerhead thing flies into the ship and it explodes on another ship and takes out and then Vader's rampage. Oh my gosh.
Rogue One is exactly what out of mainline prequel should be. It was completely self-enclosed, but you had hints to the wider story. You had Vader, you had Tarkin, you had pieces of the puzzle. But it made perfect sense for all those characters to never show up again because it was a suicide mission.
And then it's one and done. Well, then Andor comes back and it's even better. But that's a prequel. So good.
But that's the thing. I didn't need to know anything more about Cassian Andor after I watched Rogue One. I was like, okay, he was a cool character. That was great. And then they gave us Andor. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah. The Andor's, I don't think it'll happen again, but they gave Tony Gilroy so much money to make peak television. And there's a lot of episodes of them too. They spent so much money on such a kind of, not like a daring because it's Disney, but I mean daring for Disney property. I think they're just happy that he jumped in on Rogue One and helped do the rewrites and reshoots.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so what's your next one? Or is it my turn?
I think it's my turn. I've just grabbed using stormtroopers as human shields.
He does that in Andor again too.
Okay.
So you just grab that. So it's my turn. Okay. You know what? We haven't talked about when Solo shoots in New Hope. Solo plugs a stormtrooper. They run away and he chases after them. But he turns around the corner and there's about 700 of them. He shoots one more and then runs back the other way. He's like, Chewie, run. Like that's just, I love that scene. Like he's just,
it's so delightfully silly. It reminds me a lot of the opening to Raiders, where he's just having to like almost silly run down a hill while all these guys are chasing him.
Yeah. He's great running away from people. Fugitive, Indiana Jones, Han Solo. Like Solo. I'm sure he
Yeah.
ran away, and like Killer and Present Danger, he probably ran away from people. Patriot Games. He's the world's best run away from things actor.
He does it well.
I think that's a fair. I think that's yeah. I think that's fair. And Harrison Ford is great at being chased.
He is. He gets across the correct amount of manic energy and fear in the chase.
I love it. How many more you there's a you still have a decent more to choose from, right?
Oh, I have loads.
Okay.
I still have loads to choose from. So I'm going to go for the one that my one note for this kill is excessive. So in Rise of Skywalker on the desert planet with the
On
jetpack,
the Burning Man planet.
yeah, with the jetpack stormtroopers, Chewie shoots one of them and he does this massive spiral off and explodes into a mountain. And I was just like, that is extremely excessive. That they didn't need the stormtrooper to fly off 300 meters into the distance and crash into a mountain and explode. But here we are, and it goes back to our Star Trek conversations where we're at the J.J. Abrams. Wouldn't it be cool if school
Yes,
filmmaking?
I call Rise of Skywalker. There's no time because nothing makes sense. It's just it's just the fastest moving movie ever.
There's no time to ask about anything or figure anything out.
There's
You just have to be propelled by plot.
We gotta chase the dagger.
We have to get the dagger that matches up with this Death Star that was just exploded recently.
And Felicity just randomly happened to have a key that can get us through anything, and we'll just leave her. And Palpatine, and they run through hallways just lighting up stormtroopers in the movie. Like there's a really kinetic scene where they're killing them, but yeah, that's not the best death in Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi. I guess I'll just take Last Jedi. There's a scene where BB-8 gets into ATST and just starts lighting up stormtroopers. But there's Phasma fighting Finn, but in the background it's just explosions caused by the BB-8 ATST attack. I mean, that one's pretty satisfying watching.
Like that is fun. And if you look at some of the extended media around Star Trek, BB-8 has one of the lower kill counts of the friendly droids. He's up there. R2D2 has obviously got quite a substantial one. The actual winner is a droid called Chopper from Rebels, and he shows up in the Ahsoka TV show as well. He is on the internet. He's become a meme that he's just a maniacal little homicidal murder bot.
Ooh, Chopper?
Yeah.
Chopper droid.
He drops an engine on a planet, like a hyperdrive engine on a planet, and explodes it.
Hey, there he is, Chopper. He's just a little murderer, huh?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, I like this stuff.
But yeah, no, I do enjoy that we managed to get a little bit of droid murder in here as well. It's an important part.
Yeah.
So I think the only one that really stood out for me in The Last Jedi is where Holdo did her kamikaze run and absolutely ruined. You had Finn and was it Rey? No,
Rose,
possibly. Yeah, Finn and Rose were they were surrounded by stormtroopers, and then Holdo does this lightspeed maneuver. Cut to the next scene, and there's just dead stormtroopers everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, and I think that's the only time that had been done, and it makes you wonder why didn't people do it more.
Well, Rise of Skywalker covered it, Niall. They're like, that was a 1 in a million shot.
I mean, you could just point your ship at it and press go. It seems it wasn't like in New Hope where it's like, oh, we have to make the calculations for a jump to hyperspace. It's pretty much point and shoot.
You could do that at planets, couldn't you? Couldn't you just shoot?
You could
a Star Destroyer.
I think you probably could, and it would be effective. Though I don't know how a planet's gravity well would affect the ability to actually do that or not. But I digress. But as I joked to you earlier, I think The Last Jedi had the fewest good stormtrooper deaths in it, which leads me to believe that Rian Johnson is a secret stormtrooper sympathizer.
I mean,
because
Finn,
we really didn't get to take out any.
It's a lot of rebels. A lot of rebels are killed, and then Tico, Rose's sister, takes out a bunch of people with those bombs, but they're all just on ships. There's no
there's no connection to it. It's just kind of okay. having a space battle. I think, yeah, there were very, very few
Well, that's why.
memorable.
Good job, BB.
BB-8 is the MVP of The Last Jedi.
Stormtrooper murder. We haven't talked about Solo yet. There's one scene I like a lot about in Solo. If it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, Solo, the two stormtroopers who fall into the pit. I feel bad for Mud Chewie, and then there's Mud Han. And I like that they do the fake pole attack and take out those two stormtroopers. It's a good bit.
And it did take a little bit of, you could see them building the understanding. Han kind of had the idea and was kind of being like, hey, hit me this way. And it took Chewie a little while to kind of figure out what was going on. But once they did, they were right into it.
And then just they kill the stormtroopers. It's a good little plan. Yeah. Shows them. I feel bad for Mud Chewie. That's an odd duck movie. I kind of blasted through it again to pull some kills in. And that's
I only had 2 from that movie, so there was that one and one more.
Almost like they fired the directors and hired somebody else midway through, and then made the movie.
It's kind of it's one that I guess Han Solo having a backstory, it is something that people would be interested in, and kind of, but it felt a little bit just shoehorny. It's like, okay, we're gonna have him run the Kessel Run and do this and do everything and get the Millennium Falcon and do everything and meet Lando, and everything he's ever done happened in the space of 1 week. And then he's
met
Han
Chewie.
Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very, very important week for me.
It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but for Solo. Well, I know in the beginning, I like the beginning bit where he's in the chase and then his little ship gets stuck.
Yes.
And that's a funny gag. And it looks good. And that little train chase.
It has some kind of, I liked Woody Harrelson's character just as kind of a not mentor, but kind of antagonist, tutor-agonist, whatever.
Tutor-agonist? I like
tutor-agonist. Tutor-agonist. He's tutor-agonist.
I like that.
An antagonistic tutor.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Tutor antagonist.
Yeah. He's
Antagonist.
And then Emilia Clarke was kind of a little bit wasted in it. She didn't really have much to do outside of just kind of being there. I like Paul Bettany's villain was decent though.
That's most of it. Like, she was in Terminator Genesis, Solo, Marvel Invasion, Secret Invasion.
That was awful.
Yeah, whoever agent,
she was even in that.
I like her, but I feel whoever her agents were, like, y'all.
Well, I think they've just gone, okay, give me 10 poles. I want to be in all the 10 poles.
Terminator Genesis
was, I can't even remember what happened in that one.
It's a lot. It's too long. Is
that the one where it's like the Terminator
John
T-800
Connor
goes back and saves, that was Dark Fate. Yeah, I was thinking, no,
that one's better.
This one is where John Connor is a Terminator or something.
Yeah, he's an AI, and then there's Byung-Hun Lee, and then there's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I think I just did not have the RAM to understand the vision that was Terminator Genesis.
I don't think anybody did. That's another rewritten movie that is just blob.
I mean, that franchise is all over the place. Well, it's not really all over the place. It's good, and then
wait, no, great, good,
then
and then
and then it gets very
yeah.
It's got like
not bad. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. Whether it makes sense to our wonderful listeners, I don't know.
So great, good, and then all right. That makes sense. I like it.
I mean, it gets there.
We should do franchises like that. Just it's like Fast and the Furious. According to me, really good, great, decent. Holy crap! Jeez Louise! Wow! It's still good. You
need video for this as well to see the looks on Mark's face going along with these sound effects. It's everything you could imagine.
One of these days. It's a new bit.
It's a new bit. Yeah.
We should do franchises in 30 seconds. Good, great.
Star Trek. Ooh.
Yeah. Yes. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. Yes.
What?
The last one would just be but.
Like, no, just no.
Yeah, just
Never speak. We'll never speak of it again.
no. Yeah.
Okay, so believe.
Let's do 3 more
back
each
to-
in a speed round.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. I am going to continue with my firsts, and I am going to take Princess Leia in her first scene where we kind of talked about it earlier. In her first scene where she gets cornered by the stormtroopers and she immediately offs one of them before they set for a stun.
Yeah,
The only time setting for a stun actually happens in any of the movies. It seems like quite a useful function because it seems to be a wider kind of beam weapon.
Yeah, they would hit more.
Never used again.
Yeah, except for stun, and then he just gets murdered by her, and then she gets plugged. I like that kill though. She ain't afraid to kill.
I don't know, she's not. She's got a few.
I mean, all right, I'll jump into the one from Empire Strikes Back where she's in Cloud City. They're all surrounded. The slave one is taken off. Stormtroopers are running up. She shoots
her no look one around the corner where she just goes like bang.
Not that one. Well, maybe, but she shoots down maybe 40 feet, but she plugs a stormtrooper right in the balls because that's where the explosion comes from. I don't know if someone set the squib or special effect there, but it's not a gut shot. Like I know what a gut shot is. She low blowed shot a stormtrooper.
It was a nut shot.
Yeah,
it was a nut shot.
It was a nut shot from probably 40 feet away, 50 feet away.
Well, was she going just for center mass?
Yes. Yeah, she was, like the head, what they say, aim for the chest, and she was just a little low.
And that stormtrooper's not going to have any babies.
Right in the balls, and it just drops. Yes, I'm old, and I'm laughing.
We need some kind of like Austin Powers style Imperial HR calls to their families, like, yes, we'd like to inform you that TK571 has had his ball shut up.
By Princess Leia. Princess Leia?
By Princess Leia of Alderaan.
Did you hear about TK437? Princess Leia shot his ball off. Oh, I love that. I love that shot. That's so good. That's a good one. I had to bring that up. There's still a Wilhelm in Empire Strikes Back we're not covering.
There is.
Yeah.
And there's one in Jedi as well, I believe.
The one, well, it's your pick, so I'll let you pick.
So I think, well, this is one you mentioned to me, I think previously when we talked about it, but I'm going to take the one from Jedi, which is where Han Solo kills a guy by throwing a bag at him.
Yes.
And knocks him over some kind of barrier because, as we've been through, the Empire loves open chasms. I think there was actually a railing here this time.
Yeah, there was a railing.
He had to throw this bag pretty hard to knock this guy backwards over the railing to the sound of Wilhelm.
Yeah, Han has an arm, so he's Colonel Dyer. And I read an interview with him. He's like, yeah, he's like, all right, stop, you rebel scum. Boom. Wow. And someone wrote a question mark whether he's dead. I'm like, that dude's dead. He fell into like
it was like a power
room.
generator shield thing. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I've had footballs thrown really hard at me before, but they never sent me flying. They just sent me I kind of just fell just with the power of it, but I've never did a big jump. So Han's got an arm.
He's definitely got an arm.
Okay, since you did that one, I'm gonna do when the Ewok lassos the scout trooper, and he just flies around the tree and blows up. That's very satisfying. I love that one so much.
That is a good one.
Yeah. There's another good scout trooper one that I hope you might take, but I'll hit that next one.
Let's see where. So I have kind of 3 on scout troopers. I have bowcaster on escaping speeder bike.
Yes.
So
yes.
There's that one. I have lightsaber versus speeder, and then I also have the watch the road one, which we talked about a little bit earlier, where you should pay attention to where you're going and not look backwards when you're driving at 100 miles an hour.
The yell is what sells it when he screams right before hitting the tree stump. I love that. I also like when the scout trooper gets clotheslined by the rope.
Yes, that is a good one. But I didn't think he died. I think that was just going to be a little bit of broken rib.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe he dies later because it looks like they got eaten.
Well, given how the Ewoks were introduced and what they seem to want to do to our band of heroes, I am fairly certain that they will be having a banquet in the field of victory after the Battle of Endor.
You know what would push the movies into R-rated territory? If you just lingered on the shots where the Ewoks were bludgeoning the stormtroopers with rocks and sticks. Like I know one of them got up and threw one, but there's a couple where they just get straight up like killed by marauding bands of Ewoks with rocks.
It's pretty horrifying. Little teddy bears beating you to death with blunt objects.
You know what? Oh, it's your pick. Wait, is it my pick or your pick?
It's still my pick. I didn't
Okay.
actually choose.
We go so long into bits, and I kind of forget.
I am going to go, I think, for the lightsaber versus the speed. So when Luke has got knocked off his speeder bike, and then it is the only time he actually directly uses a lightsaber to kill a stormtrooper. Even though he doesn't actually kill him directly, he just chops the front off his speeder bike and then he crashes into a tree.
Oh, that's a great kill, and he goes spinning. I mean, you can't really let go at that moment. You're toast anyway. You go.
You're pretty much done.
Yeah.
I guess you could let go and just see what happens.
You're going to hit a tree or not. You could just fly very far. That's going to be an interesting journey for sure.
Well, I'd say you're going to get pretty dizzy.
All right, can I run
The
through some
G-forces will be pretty bad.
Can I run through some Mandalorian kills real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I like the one in chapter 3 when he just toasts the stormtrooper with the flamethrower when he's fighting Werner Herzog, but you see the body being burnt to death, and then he falls down and the body starts smoking, which I love. I like when IG-11 in chapter 10 flies through the town and just starts killing the
IG-11's awesome.
Yeah, but he kills a stormtrooper on the speeder bike, and there's a little Jawa next to him, and Jawa's like, "What?" Like this Jawa just shrugged, like, "What?" Because it happens so quick. I love that. I like when the armor shatters the helmet of the stormtroopers. You don't really see shattered helmets much, but she shatters his helmet, and then another guy falls, and she bashes his head with the hammer. Then another guy falls on the ground, and she just levels his skull with her hammer. That's amazing. In chapter 11, a stormtrooper is thrown out of a ship, lands on the window of another ship, and it's almost like they probably could have put their windshield wipers on to like smear him off, which I love. And then there's another one. Oh, sorry, go for it.
It's almost like Meet Joe Black, just absolutely like extra comedic death.
Yeah, it gets hit by the car. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, and then the last one I have is when he in chapter 12 when he just drops a stormtrooper off a cliff, and then when Carl Weathers and Gina Carano are coming out the elevator, it just lands in front of them and smushes. Like I like the timing.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it's just like thump. But I love the timing of it, so I had to take that one. And Andor has a bunch of them, but
Andor has a bunch.
Yeah, like, but there is the only time in the franchise in season 2 when stormtroopers are killed by grain or crop. He blows up like a big thing, and it just smashes a stormtrooper, and it's just, if he's not dead, he's just under thousands of pounds of things, will suffocate.
I'm pretty sure that's fatal, at least from what I've seen in various media.
Yeah. So he's smushed. So I like that. That's a good one. I don't really have any Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. I don't think there were any stormtroopers in
There's
Boba
a dead
Fett.
one in the Sarlacc pit, which I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's all just, you had like the Pikes, the Sand People,
and
then
the moped gang.
The moped gang with their Vespas. That was a poor choice. But I don't think there wasn't really any Imperial presence in that.
There's a Rancor, which makes me happy.
There's some good ones in Obi-Wan, actually.
He slices a lot of them.
The Kenobi show. He goes up against plenty of stormtroopers and shows very little quarter.
Yeah, that's a lot of close quarter stormtrooper death, which I like.
I mean, if we were expanding to just Imperial naval officers, you could bring in one of the most iconic ones from Empire. You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Where he just force chokes the dude. But I don't think that really counts. That's just Vader letting off some steam.
He's just choking dudes left and right. Oh man. Well, I think we've done pretty good here, I think. Do you have all your things talked about?
I think so. I'm just kind of going through my list. Are there any others that should be
Oh,
discussed.
in Empire Strikes Back, Chewie throws the 3 stormtroopers off the platform, and they have Wilhelm
yes.
screams. I'm just assuming they're dead, but I also love how Boba's gonna kill him, and then Vader knocks his gun down. He's like, come on, man, come on, bro.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Yeah, don't he just knocks his gun down. But Chewie just starts throwing 3 stormtroopers with Wilhelm screams down a platform and murder. Like they're so disposable.
And
I love
Jin
it.
also, Jin got a Wilhelm scream on Edu when she climbed up on the platform. She knocked one of the stormtroopers off there as well
Oh yeah.
in Rogue One. That was another one.
And Andor takes out the shock pilots. I like when Jin goes on a rampage. I like when she kills a droid. How'd you know that wasn't me? Yeah, that's good. And he uses a stormtrooper as a weapon. Oh, remember when he uses a stormtrooper as a weapon to kill a couple guys? That's pretty great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this was fun. This was a good one, Niall, and I
It
appreciate
was.
it.
Yeah. It's
And we're still in space. We've been on this space thing for probably 2 years now, 3 years.
yeah, I guess we've been doing at least 2 years, probably.
We're still in space.
Still in space. I mean, it takes a while. You know, depending on how long it takes, we could be doing more space soon if we
Hail
if
Mary?
we can do Hail Mary, if we can get a digital copy or a DVD or something.
Well, you got it.
Blu-ray.
You got it. It's gonna come. It's gonna be in theaters for a little while, but you
Yeah.
know what? We could. That might be a while. Might be a while to get the Blu-ray and the commentaries.
Well, and the other thing is we might get some new Stormtrooper kills next month because the Mandalorian movie comes out.
oh yeah. I mean, do you want that one?
So this might be obsolete. There might be all new Stormtrooper kills that we've completely missed.
We'll have to come back and talk about it.
We'll have to come back and talk about it.
Dude, this is awesome. Well, thank you, Niall, for joining me. This was awesome. We're still in space. Listen to our Star Trek
Yeah.
series. All right, so I want you to do the Star Wars franchise ranking like we do. Just start with
Ooh.
theatrical releases,
So if we're going purely theatrical, I would go.
but do the noises.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Amazing. Classic. Oh, this is pretty good. Ooh.
Do Rogue One,
Wow.
Solo.
Uh,
That's how ranking should happen.
yeah. What?
Yeah, you did
It's
it.
it's where you're watching The Simpsons and all that's in the script for Dan Castellaneta is annoyed grunt. Dope.
So I mean, people, reviews are getting shorter. People want out of the theater reactions. We could just be like,
Yeah.
hmm, yes,
Valid.
not bad. Dig it. All right, so look for Niall on his social channels at El Nialo. He's always all over the world. Where are you going next?
I am heading back to London for the weekend,
Back to the apartment.
visiting some family, and
Nice.
then I think my next trip will be I'm going to the Basque country. Will be my next vacation.
Just jet setting. I love it. All right, this is really random, but Norbert's another guest on the podcast. He's been a guest for a long time. He sent me a picture the other day of the 3 of us at the Mud Festival in 2008.
Yeah, that was good times.
Almost 20 years I've known you.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it is pretty crazy.
Doesn't feel like it.
And we've only been doing this podcast for what, 5 of them?
Yeah, and we've stayed in touch though. It's kind of cool. Like, it's weird who I think you meet a lot of like cool people when you're traveling, but like it's weird who we've 20 years, man.
It's coming up, a couple of years to go, but
yeah, that's true. We'll have to talk about H2O, Halloween H2O 20 years later. All right, Niall, thank you for joining me, man.
Cheers, Mark.
All right,
May
so
the force be with you.
Oh, we should talk about 2008 movie in 2008.
Batman.
Yeah, Dark Knight. There we go. I haven't covered it yet, I don't think. So yeah, awesome. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Niall Moore, this is Movie Sons and Flicks. We'll see you next week.